Welcome my friend, Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for this van tour episode today. Today I have Travis here with his Sprinter van build. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you enjoy this tour. I'm going to turn over the rest of this video to him to give us a tour of his van.
This is Travis Wild. This is my 2006 Dodge Sprinter 3500. It's a dually and it's a diesel. It's been a great car for me. I've had it for 3 years now and I've put about 76,000 miles on it since I bought it. First thing, we've got the rooftop deck here. I built just this back section at first and then realized I would love to have this space to hang out on nice days and with friends. Or when I started this, it was actually just this black rack here, and then I added all the wood on top with an aluminum frame, and that allowed me to have an area to hang out with friends and be up on a nice day, but also have easy access to my solar up there. I've got 200 watts charging a 3500 watt surge inverter, and have the isolator and all the electric stuff down in the cabin. So we've got the back of the van here. The way I decided to build it was to have a permanent bed because I wanted to have a lot of storage for all my toys and activities and things I'm doing while I'm on the road. So it's pretty simple. I've got my bike over here, just disassembled. Takes like 5 minutes to put it back together. So I can do some road biking, mountain biking. And then I've got 3 drawers that just slide out here. They're pretty deep. They go all the way up to the dresser in front, which I'll show you. But in here I've just got tools, some extra wood, some supplies. Up here is mostly my camping stuff. Tent's drying out from the other week, so I don't have it packed away. I've got extra blankets, some extra clothes. Everything kind of changes in here, but I've got my baseball, lacrosse stuff in here as well. Still do that for the road. Always shooting product. I'm a photographer, so I've always got stuff coming in, and this is kind of where that gets stored. In the winter, you can throw a snowboard or a pair of skis in there as well with your boots. And then down here is locked right now, but right here is just a drawer that's got all car maintenance stuff in it. We usually have some extra fluids in there, just some cleaning materials and stuff like that. So that's the back. It's pretty versatile. All of this can actually come out and you can get a huge open space in there as well. So I bought this van in 2016. What I really wanted to do is have a place that I could spend time in San Diego, up in Northern California, and Colorado. So I also knew I was going to be going to the deserts, and I threw this Rhino liner on there. It's pretty cheap to do and apply, but it really helps when you're going through brush and stuff like that. But what I really wanted was to have this small log cabin rustic feel, and that's what's on the inside. So I'll show it to you. The build was kind of a log cabin inspired build that I wanted to do. So I used all natural woods, didn't go too heavy on the stains, and then used 4 different type of woods in here. So the walls and everything are pine, and the ceilings. Then moved down. The floor was actually the first thing I installed, and that's bamboo. The countertops here are live edge cherry, and then all the front you'll see of the cabinetry is all cedar. So that really kind of dialed in the log cabin look I wanted. I wanted it to just feel nice and cozy, something that you can flip the lights on and dim them down at night and just have like a really relaxed atmosphere. It's not too bright. It's probably the biggest sacrifice in that, but I really like how homey it feels. It reminds me a lot of my home in Michigan. So I'll walk you through some of the details that we went through in the build. Like I said, the first thing I installed were the bamboo floors. Just put it down as my base to build up from. A couple unique things about my van. I've got my big dog Ayla here, and she likes to go in the front all the time, so I had to build these doors that shut it off from her. Just because it's fully insulated. We've got there she is, being loud and rowdy as usual. But we've got the van. So as I was saying before she interrupted, we've got these doors that slide across here. The bottom one comes across that way, so it just shuts her off from being able to get outside. We've got shade on the deck, and we've got 2 fans to pull in air and push it out. So this allows it when it's like even 90 degrees outside. Me and her can be working in here, and it'll stay it'll stay 75 degrees. We also have a projection screen that goes all the way to the ground, and I've got a little projector to watch movies on here, which is another nice thing. It just makes it feel a little bit more like home. Still a regular person, still like to watch Netflix and movies every once in a while, so we have that as our entertainment system. So when I first did the build, the sink was actually one of the last things to go in. That's something I would have done different just because it's really nice to have all the time. But I've just got a sink here, got it from Amazon with a little hand pump, which I prefer over the electric pump. It's not as convenient, but you don't waste any water. You just use exactly what you need. And then, like I said, the live edge cherry here. And then the drawers built myself, which was a fun experiment. But basically over here is just food, toiletry stuff, and more food. So I built the drawers this way. This one could be pulled out and a fridge could be put there. This one is mainly veggies and fresh things. And then this one is kind of the cups and coffee. We've got all our spices up here. Cooking oils and everything, usually fresh fruit and veggies in this basket here, a magnetic strip for all our utensils. I've gotten all of these. I get a lot of questions on this basket specifically. I got it at Hobby Lobby. They're pretty cheap there. There's always like a cool coupon to go get any of these accessories. But they're really nice and the visual's nice too. Above the sink here, another little craft store pickup just to hold my toothpaste and contact stuff. And then up here, this is another non-traditional storage area. So I just built this plywood piece of platform here and then mounted it to the structure on the inside. There's actually a bar for framing all at this level throughout the front of the van. It's really nice just to have that extra area which you'd normally not use. Just gotta watch your head when you go back to driving sometimes because you can hit it on there. So the stove is another thing that I really like about having in the van. Just really convenient being in here full time to have a place that you can permanently cook. This was actually at first a bench, just like you see on the other side here. So it was lowered to right about here and just used for storage. And then I took it all out, raised it up, cut a hole in it, installed the propane stove here. Down under here, we've got a sealed box for the propane tank to go in. I've got a 2-gallon tank in there, and it's actually ventilated out through the bottom of the van as well, just for safety. Underneath it all, we've got mainly our cooking area. This is also where the solar comes in for the functional power. I've got the charge controller under the sink there, and it comes back here to the inverter, which I can just turn on and off right there. And then we've got our outlets, all our chargers under there, extra storage for cooking things. Here we have my food, a lot of just sauces for all the things I make. Pretty much everything I'll use for cooking, flavor-wise, goes right under there. And then down underneath that, we've got Ayla's food. Just nice to have that, a dedicated space for all Ayla's stuff. So anything dog goes right under there. Another unique thing about my build here, the bed is permanent. I decided against one of the tables that drops down and converts into a bed just because that felt like a lot of work every day. And I wanted to have all the storage underneath it. So that allowed me to build this big dresser. I've got all my camera gear, some climbing gear, some crafts and paper and stuff down there. And then these 2 drawers are all clothes. So I still get to have a fair amount of clothes in the van. Still got rid of a lot when I moved into it, but this was a good compromise for me. And we also still do have a table, so I wanted an area to work at and eat at and not just be holding everything in my lap all the time or working up in bed. So the answer to that for me was building this table on sliders that comes out from underneath the bed. A little dusty here from going down some dirt roads in Moab. One thing about van life is you will get dust on everything if you're in dusty areas. So you see that here, but it's a nice area. It'll actually pull all the way out here, and you can throw a little leaf in there to have more people and more area to sit. So you can throw a chair at the end and actually have like 3 or 4 people sitting here at a time, which is pretty nice. So we'll put that away. Now over here is just more storage. This is a really versatile spot. I can throw extra camera gear in there. Mainly though, it's found its home as the dirty laundry spot. So that's a pretty useful area. this is just like all our smash and grab storage. It's just a little cubby, throwing blankets, tripods, things like that in there. You can pull it all out, and it's completely through to the back. So right next to the dirty laundry area, we've got the toilet here. It's just a chem toilet. What's nice about this toilet, it's really easy. It's just a chem toilet. You can take it out, clean everything, and remove it completely in the van without a lot of work. So it was just the best option for me at the time. I might do a slightly different build in the next van that I do, but for now, this has worked out great. And one big thing that I wanted, I'm a writer and I love reading, so I was really bummed about leaving all of my books behind when I moved into the van. So the idea there was just to bring them with me. I still got rid of probably half of the books that I had, but got to build this big bookshelf, which I really like just because I get to have them with me. Always have a source of entertainment. But it turned out to be aesthetically really nice as well. I added this one on because I realized I didn't build this shelf to the right size for my bigger books. So I made this extra shelf for the tall ones. And then this is kind of just Ayla's area that we put all of her leashes, all of like her towels to clean off, everything we need to go take her on a walk is up there. And our little coat rack here has been super convenient just to have our things that we want to grab when we go out the door. But I'll bring it back here to the main area. Up here we've got some more storage, so I just throw my blankets up in there when I don't need them. Simple things, just like got hats in there. And in the back we've got our speakers. We have like a surround sound Bluetooth setup going on. Another unique thing here that I really like is I got a full mattress. Just seemed like the size that was not too big and not too small for me. Originally I ordered a 12-inch thick mattress and realized I couldn't sit on it without my head hitting, so I ordered a 8-inch mattress so I can still sit up in bed and have room between my head and the ceiling there. And the height I decided for down there was big enough to fit that bike in back. Wanted it tall enough for that, so it's pretty exact dimensions there. And we also have 8 drop-in storage compartments on the sides of the van, or on the sides of the bed here. Pretty easy, but just allowed me to have places to put cords. I've got like my hard drives, some camera gear, candles. We've got like a medicine compartment back there, just so I can have a little bit more organization and utilize this space that I felt I wouldn't have used with a bigger bed. I didn't need that bigger bed, and this drop-down storage was an ideal solution to where to put some odds and ends. Another cool thing here, you've got the surfboard. A lot of solutions for surfboards are outside, but I wanted to be able to have it with me full time, not get weathered, not have the potential of it getting stolen either. So we pretty much just bought this little pulley system from Home Depot. It was like $5 and just rigged it up there so we can have that whenever we want. Got the lights here on just a little switch here on a dimmer so you can turn them up and down.
Thank you again, Travis, for the tour of your van build here. This is absolutely phenomenal.
Sure.
Just love your woodwork and the live edge stuff that you've done, and I'm a big fan of the movie screen. It's wonderful to see that in your van.
Thank
I understand you're selling it, is that correct?
Yeah, I will be selling it in probably the next month or two. I'm just ready to do another build, and it'll give me a project to do in the winter when it's usually slow for my photography work. So I'm excited for it. Sad to see this one go, but really excited to see it go into good hands to someone who really wants to use it to go on some adventures and have some fun.
I'm going to put some contact information down below for Travis if you want to contact him about his van or even about his photography skills. I understand he's going to be shooting like short photo sessions of people with their vans. So that's something that you can contact him about. I'll put links down below to his photography I guess gallery, like Instagram maybe?
Yeah, I do a lot of brand work and a lot of adventure weddings and elopements, so that's mainly what I do, and then ghostwriting and working on some books and things like that with just some other writing projects.
Yep. So I'm going to put all that below, so please check that out. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos. savor the moment, and I'll see you in another van tour.
See ya.